What's up everybody, my name is Pete and I play music. So I've been seeing a certain riff going around the internet and it's been catching people's attention because it's pretty cool. So there I was, doom scrolling on Instagram, as everybody does these days, when suddenly this video popped up. Pretty cool, right? So that's Wolfgang Van Halen tracking guitars for a song called The End, which he plays with his band called Mammoth. There's been lots of videos reacting to that clip, trying to figure out how he's playing it and just exactly what he's doing. And I guess that's what we're doing here today as well. I know the song, I've heard it through a few times now, but so far I've never tried to play it. It doesn't look too hard, it's kind of slappy stuff. And there's an intro which he doesn't play in that clip, which is all tapping as well. Anyway, how hard can it be? To learn this song, we're going to be using this, the new Enya Nova Go Sonic JT. Massive thanks to Enya for sending this over and for sponsoring the video. So this is a smart guitar, which means it has all of the amps and effects pre-built into the guitar itself. No amplifiers required. You can plug headphones into it for silent playing, or you can use the built-in speaker too. And I gotta say, it's pretty loud. It connects to the app via Bluetooth and you can edit and save all of your tones there. But if you don't want to do that, you can use it just as a regular guitar with the regular pickups. Oh, and it's made of carbon fiber, so it's super light. If you want to check one of these out for yourself, you can use the link in the description and the pinned comment down below. All right, now let's get back to the riffs. I've seen a few people do videos on this, Music as Win, Rick Beato, but we're going to use my boy Ola Englund and his video to learn this. He sat down with Ola for an interview, but kind of ended up doing like a little demonstration, kind of a lesson with Ola, demonstrating how to play it properly. I've seen a bit of this, but not the full lesson, and I'll drop a link to the full Ola Englund video in the description down below. All right, let's check it out.
So altogether it's...
So before he jumps into it, I'm gonna guess it's a slap riff. Sounds like he's skipping some strings and there's like a harmonic in there somewhere, a couple of harmonics. So slapping and harmonics. Guessing that's what we're gonna get into here.
So what that is I wrote it as a bass slap part.
Makes sense.
So what it is, you're holding the pick there.
You're holding the pick in your F finger.
Yeah, you gotta, because you'll need it for later.
Yep, yep.
And then, so I'll try and break it down step by step. And you go, hit the open E, and then you're gonna do the mute percussion, and then again over here, and then you're plucking the A and G harmonics at the 7th fret. So it's...
Okay, so first of all, those harmonics. Slap. Left hand percussion, right hand percussion, and then so it's kind of in groups of 3, I think. I might actually slow down the video quickly. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. Yeah, so it's in groups of 3. You're just kind of doing the same thing on different strings over and over and over. It just alternates between the open string, harmonic, and the higher harmonic. All right, well, I think that's it. I just gotta practice it now. So I'm gonna practice off camera for a bit so I don't bore you with it over and over and over. You can see I've been struggling with it for a bit, but when I come back in like, I don't know, half an hour, hopefully I'll be a bit better at it.
One eternity later.
All right, so this riff is not as easy as I thought it was. I've been sat here for about 3 hours working on that riff, practicing it to a metronome, and I don't know why I'm surprised because he is a Van Halen, but Wolfgang makes that look so much easier than it actually is. All right, so I've got the right hand down. I can do the right hand stuff. But the left hand, really quite difficult, and there's basically nothing going on, but what is going on is really, really tricky to get at the speed that he's doing it. And the reason it's hard is basically because in order to get those harmonics to ring out clearly, you have to lift off some of your fingers. Otherwise it just sounds dead. Like that. And doing that at the speed which he's doing it is insane. I got it up to about 160, so let's see if I can do it there. See if I can get it to 180. 200. 220. Hi everybody, Pete from the future here. So I'm editing this video right now and I just noticed something. So the reason I was finding this riff so bloody hard was because I had my fingers in the wrong place. I was playing the right notes, but if you look at Wolfgang's hand, he has it hovering over the 7th fret. I had mine hovering over the 5th fret, which means I had to do a whole bunch extra work, which I didn't need to do. So yeah, I made it like 10 times harder than it had to be. A little bit embarrassing, but who cares? So what I'm going to do is in my best riffs of 2025 video coming up later in the year, I'm going to play this riff properly this time. Like and subscribe if you want to see that video when it comes out. Just to prove I can play it now. Right, so now I've failed at that, let's move on to the intro. The intro to this song has like a tapping section, like a really kind of, almost like a really traditional kind of Eddie Van Halen two-hand tapping kind of vibe.
It's more of a Hot for Teacher tap.
Okay.
So it's just those notes.
Okay, so his left hand is staying on the same note. I think it's a 17th fret.
Those notes.
16th fret. Yeah, I can do that. That's easy. Well, relatively speaking. But it's a technique which I know from Van Halen and like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani and stuff like that. It's so wild that the intro looks so much harder, but is so much easier, and that the main riff is so much harder even though it looks so much easier. Let's check I got those notes right. Definitely that again. Then he goes down, 15th fret and 14th fret. Yep, 15th fret, 14th fret. Yeah, so the intro is really, really simple to get my head around. Yeah. If nothing else, at least I can do that. Alright, so I tried my best. I reckon with a week or so of practice, I can probably get that to the right tempo. If you see this riff in a best riffs of 2025 video coming up later in the year, you'll know that I actually did that. And yeah, to me, it's one of those riffs that looks easier to play than it actually is. Like his right hand doesn't really move a lot, there's not many notes going on with the left hand, but when you actually look at what he's doing, it's quite advanced, some of the techniques that he's using. Remember to check out the Enya Nova Go Sonic JT using the link in the description and the pinned comment down below. Also, the link to Ola's full video is in the description down below if you want to watch that too. Thanks for watching everybody, drop a like, subscribe and all that good stuff if you enjoyed the video. And if you want to be really confused, watch this video over here where I try and figure out what the hell Deftones are actually playing.